What is up, my friends? Welcome back to your average gents. It is your boy Evan. In my previous video, I talked about the 7 super badass tips to dress well for Asian men. If you haven't checked it out, link below. In today's video, I'm gonna be continuing and talking about my top 7 tips to look more handsome and more well-groomed as an Asian gentleman. And of course, if you are not Asian, these 7 tips can apply to all gentlemen around the world as well. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, the first grooming tip for us Asian men is all about our hair. Caucasians, they have more soft and malleable hair, right? But us as Asians, our hair is a little bit different. Our hair tends to be a little bit harder and stiffer. So if we let our hair just grow out, it tends to look more puffy and more messy. So what I like to do is to keep my sides and my back super short and super tight and let my hair on top grow a little bit longer. Because I have a white face, right? So if I let my sides grow out, they're just gonna stick out and make my face even wider and less proportionate compared to my body. So for Asians, unless your face is like super narrow, I always like to recommend to keep your sides or even your back super short and super tight. And if you wanna, you can have some volume on top. By doing so, it elongates your face and make your face slimmer. Okay, the second tip for us Asian men, and that is to make sure to keep our facial hair well groomed. I know most Asians, especially East Asians like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, we don't really have a lot of facial hair. Maybe we have a few strands here, a few strands there, but most of the time we don't grow a full facial beard. But that doesn't mean that if you don't have a lot of facial hair, you can shave your face every other week. Never just leave a few strands of hair popping out of your chin or your face. It just kinda make you look homeless. Unless you have like a dense and full facial beard, which I'm extremely jealous of. The best way is to keep your facial hair clean shaven always. On top of that, make sure to trim your nose hair as well, right? Because nobody looks good with hair popping out of the nostrils. Also, pluck away those unibrows in between your eyebrows with a tweezer, unless you wanna look like Bert. Okay, on to the third grooming tip for us Asian men, and that is to trim our body hair. I know, just like most of us Asians, we have super sparse facial hair. We also tend to have very sparse body hair. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to groom and manscape our body hair too. Although we may not have a lot of body hair, but the contrast is gonna be super stark between our super black hair and our fair skin. You know, if you have darker skin and lighter hair, your hair and your skin doesn't have that much contrast. Even if you have a lot of body hair, your hair and your skin is gonna blend in, so you don't necessarily look like you are super hairy. But for those of us who have fair skin and dark hair, it's gonna make us look even hairier and look like an unkempt savage. So make sure to manscape, right? Trim it down, especially your armpits, your chest, your legs. I actually did a video on how to manscape like a pro. I'll link it down below if you wanna check it out. Okay, on to the fourth tip for us Asian men, and that is to really take care of our face and skin. As Asians, we just love to eat our spicy food and fried food, right? But eating too much spicy food and fried food will make us super prone to those nasty breakouts and acne. So remember to wash your face regularly, right? At least twice a day. Once before you wake up, once after you wake up in the morning, and once before you go to bed at night. This is gonna reduce oily skin and breakouts, or you could just give up eating spicy and fried food altogether. It's your pick. Okay, grooming tip number 5 for us Asian men, and that is to keep our fingernails and our toenails short. I don't know why some Asian men loves to keep long fingernails, right? Is it some kind of auspicious thing or some symbol of higher social status? I just don't get it. I think it looks super feminine and super delicate, like your nails can break anytime. So just get a nail clipper, man. It's super cheap and get rid of those damn long nails. On that note, always keep your fingernails clean and free of dirt. Also, remove any skin peelings around your fingernails. Do not pluck them off. You know how that will turn out. Always use a nail clipper. Just keep your fingernails and hands clean and well groomed, because that is gonna be one of the first few things that someone will notice about you when they first meet you. Okay, grooming tip number 6 for us Asian men. This is especially for us Asians who are living in the tropical climates in the South Asia or Southeast Asia, and that is to shower more. A rule of thumb is to at least shower once a day, bare minimum. It is not even up for debate, man. Shower 2 times if you're active and shower 3 times if you're like super active. Why? Because nobody likes someone who smells bad, right? Nobody will like someone who smells like a nasty body odor. Some of you may say, how about deodorant, right? Deodorant is a mildly effective prevention, right? But showering more is the ultimate solution. Deodorant will mask your body odor for a while, but you still feel super nasty. Plus, when you shower, how do you feel? You feel more refreshed, you feel more hygienic, you just feel better and happier about yourself. And a happy man is a handsome man. Pro tip for showering, right? After you have done your workout, your strenuous activities, your running, shower immediately. Don't wait too long, right? Because the longer you wait, the more the sweat and the dirt is gonna settle in your pores, which will lead to clogging and nasty breakouts, and nobody wants that. Okay, last but not least, Asian grooming tip number 7. It is not so much about looking handsome, but it is about smelling handsome, smelling attractive, and that is to apply a fragrance. In my previous points, I mentioned about nobody will like someone who smells bad, right? But here I want to mention that everybody will appreciate someone who just smells freaking amazing. Now, Europeans, they are known for their fashion and fragrance, right? Like your Chanel, your Dior, your Louis Vuitton, your Prada, your Dolce & Gabbana. But Asians, can you think of an Asian fragrance brand? I don't know, maybe there is, but I can't think of anything. Because Asians, especially men, not many of us apply fragrances. But it is a good news for you and me, right? Because if we apply fragrance, we will definitely stand out and turn heads. And people will be like, dang son, who is that man who smells so freaking great? But take note, right? A fragrance is not something to mask your body odor. So showering is still key. Only put on a fragrance after you have showered. What fragrance should you get? Well, it all depends on your personal style. What I like to recommend is to always smell it in the store first before buying, because at the end of the day, you have to love the fragrance because you will be the one who is smelling the fragrance the most. But if you just want something that smells super likable and super versatile, you can try out Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or La Nuit de l'Homme. I will link some of my favorite fragrances down below if you want to check it out. And if you're not digging fragrances, it's okay. It's not a must. It's just a bonus. As long as you shower enough, a freshly showered skin scent is the sexiest scent that any man can have. And that is basically it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to drop me one of these to let me know, yo, Evan, awesome stuff, man. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to click onto the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell, because I will be dropping at least 2 new dope videos every single week, and you just don't want to miss it, man. Once again, my name is Evan. You're watching Your Average Gent, and I'll see every one of you in my next video. Bam!